In this video, I am going to make my review of episode 8 of The Witcher Season 2 plus a critique of the whole Witcher Season 2. Beware, there will be all kinds of spoilers in this video. Let's begin. At the end of the last episode, we saw Volothmir entering Ciri's body. After that, what Ciri is seeing now is Sintra alive and well. She is living the dream that Volothmir planted in her. She sees Mousak, her grandmother, and everyone who once lived in Sintra. In the real world, Volothmir sees with Ciri's eyes. Just a recap from the last episode, we saw that Ciri was heading to Kaer Morhen as Geralt is dealing with Yennefer. On her way, Volothmir entered her body. She reached Kaer Morhen, dressed like a princess, and took this knife. In episode 2, Vesemir told Ciri the story of this knife. He talked about Clef, one of the oldest Witchers even before Vesemir's time, who got slain by a demon. He means Volothmir. She used this knife to kill Clef. She causes havoc, so the Witchers bound her deep in the forests. Later, she escaped because of Yennefer and got into Ciri's body. Switching to Geralt and Yennefer, they were heading to Kaer Morhen. Geralt was angry because Yennefer betrayed the Witchers and the whole world. She told Geralt that Volothmir fed on her pain by finding her weaknesses and plunging her finger into it, and that she is more personal and whatnot. But Geralt won't forgive her for what she did. She realized how special Ciri is and told Geralt that they should protect her. Geralt says,
I have to protect her.
That reply though, I very much like Geralt because he is one of the fewest that plays his role seriously. Back to Ciri. After she took the knife, she easily killed 2 Witchers with a weak tool. Let's talk about this. Where are the Witcher senses? I'm pretty sure they can hear footsteps while asleep. Witchers have enhanced hearing, enhanced vision, and they are superhumans. Why they couldn't defend themselves against a little girl? Even when she opens the doors of their rooms, they just can't hear anything while asleep. This keeps me wondering. Lastly, she went to Vesemir. As soon as she was about to kill him, Geralt reached. He saw Ciri. She was trying to defend herself by lying to him and that Volothmir is somewhere around Kaer Morhen, but not inside her. He discovered then that she is haunted. He asked her what does she want. She knifed him in the face and ran away. Vesemir went to check on the bodies. He found out that Ciri caused a lot of damage. He told Lambert and Cohen to gather all the other witches and grab all the elixir they can find. They are facing a dangerous monster. Vesemir was trying to find Ciri, but he stomped on Geralt. They exchange words. Geralt says to him Vesemir's words, that witches don't kill out of fear, they kill to save lives. But this feels like bullshit to Vesemir now. But Geralt convinced him not to kill Ciri. He will try to get Volothmir out of Ciri's body so they can trap her. Yennefer was listening to their chat, but Geralt is still angry with her. She went to wake up Jaskier so he can help her save Ciri. Switching to the elves, Dara told Filavandra and Francesca that Dijkstra doesn't need him anymore and that he has his way of getting what he wanted. According to them, Rodania targeted the elves because they befriended Nilfgaard and killed Francesca's daughter. Francesca told Dara to gather the horses. She's up for revenge. Back to Yennefer. She went with Jaskier to the Witcher's laboratory. She tried to make a potion and gave Jaskier a stone that helps turn the wrongs into rights to give to Geralt. Cutting up to Ciri, she was standing in front of the medallion tree. Inside of her, Ciri was happy in Sintra as if she went back in time. She was better than ever.
Better than ever.
I don't know how stupid Ciri is in this episode. She sees everyone back from the dead and doesn't do anything about it. She copes with it instead. She dances with Martin as if nothing happens. Searching to Frangilla, she was at the castle of Nilfgaard. She talked to Cahir about the elves, in which they gathered horses and ran to the north searching for revenge. Frangilla told Cahir that she would have offered support, army, and anything as long as Francesca came back. Cahir said that Frangilla needs Francesca because she is the key to her plan, in which she shows Emir that she is a valuable leader. She agreed to that. He then said that her plan worked because the elves went to raise the kingdoms of their enemies, and he will rave when Emir arrives because Frangilla ordered him in the last episode. Back to Kaer Morhen, they all drank the zombie elixirs except Geralt and gathered their weapons in search of Ciri. Geralt found her standing in front of the medallion tree. The rest of the witchers gathered around her. Dandelion reached the hall, wanting to give Geralt the stone that Yennefer gave him, but he saw that he is busy, so he didn't give him. As soon as the witchers released their swords, guess what happened? Ciri shouted. Cracked the medallion tree. She also broke a stone that was attached to the tree, and the pieces flew over the witchers. They used the heliotrope sign except for some of them who were incidentally injured. The pieces of stones then went back in the tree's direction because eventually Ciri opened a portal. The portal was drawing those stones. To be honest, I know that she is the Lady of Space and Time, but she cannot open portals. That's new for me. I don't think Ciri can open portals. Not in the books, not in the games. She can teleport to different times and spaces, but she cannot open a portal to do that. Back to the topic. She opened a portal for monsters to come in, just like the Wild Hunt in The Witcher 3 when they opened portals for the Wild Hunt hounds to come in, especially in the Battle of Kaer Morhen. Two strange species of basilisk came from the portal. While the rest of the witches were fighting them, Geralt, Vesemir, and a third witcher called Vartok used Yrden to contain Ciri. I mean, in The Witcher 3, Yrden can slow the movement of your enemies, but it doesn't in this series. I don't know why. Geralt and Ciri fought inside the Yrden circle. He tried to get Volothmir outside of her. While all this is happening, Jaskier was trying to give Geralt the stone, but he was struggling because two basilisks are distracting him. The basilisks killed one of the witchers, so Vesemir told Vartok to leave the circle and help the rest. Later, also Vesemir left and went to help. Another witcher died, and Vesemir is angry about this. He went for Ciri. Geralt used the heliotrope against Vesemir, and he tried to protect her from every hit, convincing her to stay strong and fight Volothmir. Back to the elves, she reached Redania and killed all the babies there just to take her revenge. Cutting back to Kaer Morhen, Ciri began speaking Elder, requested another larger basilisk from the portal. He injured Vesemir and went to fight Geralt. Geralt defeated him using Igni and with his silver sword. Then Yennefer approached him. She told him that she made a potion to extract Voleth. While Geralt was approaching Ciri again, Vesemir stabbed her, but she didn't die. Instead, Volothmir healed her injury. Now all the basilisks are dead, it's time to take back Ciri. Geralt saw the stone from Jaskier. He now knows that their hate makes Volothmir more powerful, and they should not give her what she wants. He tried to convince her calmly to come back home. He realized that her hut got burnt, so she needs a vessel to escape Ciri. Yennefer volunteered to do it. She wanted to fix her mistake. She injured herself and let Volothmir consume her pain. And it worked. Volothmir is now inside Yennefer. Geralt then told Ciri to open a portal through the monolith so they can send Volothmir inside and trap her. She succeeded in doing that, and all the three, Yennefer, Geralt, and Ciri, got pulled inside. Volothmir got out of Yennefer's body and joined the Wild Hunt. Yes, the portal led them to the Wild Hunt. Eredin himself spoke to Ciri. They were about to grab her, but she held Yennefer and Geralt's hand and teleported back to Kaer Morhen. Now, Volothmir is trapped there and they are looking for Ciri with her. After that, surprisingly, Yennefer's magic is back. She used it to heal Cohen's injury. Vesemir asked Geralt where did he go. Geralt told him that he saw the Wild Hunt, and they won't stop there. They are looking for Ciri. Also, he told him that if the mages and royals find out she's still alive and what she is capable of, they won't stop coming for her. We switch to the mages. Tisaya gathered the royals and described Ciri to them. She saw her after the Battle of Sodden with Geralt when he was looking for Yennefer. King Vizimir wasn't presented in the circle. Redania wanted to find Ciri so the king can marry her and have the rightful claim to Sintra. King Foltest said that Redania is already wealthy enough, and if they claim Sintra, all the North will take orders from Vizimir. They later decided to put a bounty on Ciri and anyone who protects her. Moreover, Rhaenys and Lydia were also looking for Ciri. They want to find her before the North does. Switching to the elves, they took their revenge and doesn't want to go back to Sintra. Later, the elves brought Istrid as a hostage. He was watching by the riverbank. He says he's from Sintra. They were going to execute him, but he told them about Ciri, and that she is elder blood. When he said that, Francesca told the elves to stop and asked him for the details. She is the one Etheline prophesied. While all that was happening, Philippa Eilhart was spying on them. Later, she went back to Dijkstra. She transformed into her real appearance instead of the owl and told Dijkstra that the word is out about Ciri. He says that things are getting more fun. Then he told her to bring the bard to pay back his benefactor. Back to Kaer Morhen, Yennefer and Geralt exchanged words. He told her to use her knowledge to train Ciri. They went to Ciri. Geralt told her that the three of them will help each other and what is destined cannot be avoided. He told her why Velothmir wanted her is that because her scream in the monolith woke her up, and that Ciri is the key to her future. But Geralt doesn't know why Ciri is Nilfgaard's future too, and that they know of her before anyone else. Switching to Nilfgaard, Emperor Emir Var Emreis has arrived. Fringilla and Cahill lied to him about the baby, in which they killed him to let the elves do their bidding by fighting the North. It turns out that Emir himself ordered to kill the baby because it's the best path to helping him find his daughter. Yes, Emir is Duni, the father of Ciri. In the end, I would rate this episode 7 out of 10. It should be less, but I like the ending. I know my ratings are harsh for some people, but those who have read the books and played the games will understand that. Now I am going to criticize the whole Witcher Season 2. Let's first say that the first 3 episodes are partially from the books, but the rest are partial to completely different. The appearances, the characteristics, especially on Yennefer, are poorly made. Her script is poorly written. I don't know, maybe because her magic is gone, she became abusive all the time. Because I liked her appearance in the last episode only, she was willingly trying to help Ciri and fix her relationship with Geralt, and she got her magic back by sacrificing herself for Ciri. Another point is that Geralt is one of the few characters that plays his role seriously and in an excellent way. I like the first episode since they brought in a villain and describes his story. Although there are a lot of differences from the book, that episode was one of my favorites. The second episode, they killed Eskel, one of the strongest Witchers. They killed him in one of the ugliest ways. I think this is ridiculous. They should not kill him, and however, in the books, Cohen died. So, if they killed him instead, I would have understood it. Another point about the mutated monsters, I think that the mutated monsters story is different from the one in the anime. In the anime, Witchers created mutated monsters, while in the series they came from monoliths. It's a nice development, although it's not from the books. I think it's a good way to bring out new monsters. Let's talk once again about the appearances. They clearly dyed Triss's hair to appear more reddish, getting close to the books. The Nilfgaardian armor looks more, let's say, outstanding. Geralt's new armor looks better than the one he used in Season 1. They added new characters. They have a higher budget this season in terms of appearances. Finally, if you count my previous ratings and add them together, the overall rating would be 8.75, which is higher than I expected. I don't know if you see my overall rating is realistic, but that's that. This is the last episode in this series. I hope you like it. Tell me what do you think in the comment section, and thanks for watching.